All right, guys, welcome back. It is June 1st, bro. Crazy, dude, crazy. If you hear some chomping going on, the homie Omar decided to have some lunch. He usually doesn't start eating until I get back. And this morning I went to my storage. I had to go pick up some more clothes so I could flip online. So I went to one of my spots, got two big bags full of good stuff for like a little over 40 bucks, man. That basically means I just have to flip one, maybe two of those items, and the rest is profit, right? Super great hustle, man. So, is that good, Omar? Good, good, good. All right. So today we're going to talk about boundaries. And earlier when I was driving, I was thinking about why I kept relapsing. Like aside from the fact that I'm an addict, what is a key factor in me relapsing? And that stems from basically boundaries. I've never been good at setting boundaries. Therefore, anything that is going on in my life, my personal life, tends to eat at me. I keep all that in my head, and it just builds up into resentment. One of the boundaries that really gets to me is when it's family related. Other than that, man, like, it really doesn't affect me because I'm able to pretty much ignore or remove myself from that situation. Sorry about that. As soon as Omar was done eating, he let me know he had to go outside, so we had to handle that real quick. But before I proceed with this, I'm just going to read to you a quick explanation of boundaries, right? What they are. So, in regards to a friendship or relationship, boundaries are a simple and clear way of letting others know what you are and aren't okay with. Setting healthy, effective boundaries can help you look after yourself by protecting your personal space as well as your mental health and well-being, man. So, man, like in relationships, friendships, but especially family for me, man, that is really when negative energies can really eat at me. Eat at me. That is the only thing up until this point today that still gets to me, man. That still pisses me off. I could be having the greatest day and someone could just talking about a family member. I'm not going to say who it is because, it doesn't matter. But I could be having one of the most perfect days, right? And then this person will come and sprinkle their energy, their little negative, bad vibes, fairy dust on me, man. And that could kind of reset the trajectory for my mood and my feelings at the time. I've dealt with things currently in recent times that would have made me relapse in the past. And I'm just glad I'm able to deal with that. I'm glad I have so many tools that I've learned in treatment and therapy. I have so many tools in my belt to where I know how to deal with these things, man. I was watching a video earlier by Hector, that prison guard channel. He finished off the video talking about boundaries. And I really didn't know what to speak on today, guys, but when I watched that video, when I heard that message at the end of his video, that just put that thought inside my head. That's a reminder that communication is key. As cliche as it sounds, communication is key. If you do not set boundaries, that can drain your energy, man. It's emotionally draining. I'm a Virgo. I don't follow horoscopes, but when it comes to the zodiac sign, I have a lot of the traits of a Virgo. And some of that is we don't like confrontation. We are very critical. So the way that backfires on me is, and I'm a true Virgo, right? I'm a thinker. I'm very critical. I don't like confrontation. So those, in the negative aspect, those can be character defects. And that's always been something I've tried to work on. So when I say in a negative aspect, right? Me being critical and not liking confrontation. So therefore, if something happens to me in a certain situation with family or friends or whatever, with those two things, I might not speak up. I might not speak about it because I don't like confrontation. I mean, I do now, and that's been helping. I've been seeing how that helps. I mean, it definitely helps me, man. And I feel good about it, I don't know why I don't like confrontation. That could be due to the fact, or that could also contribute to the fact I've never been in a fight my whole life. I've never been in a fight my whole life. Never came close. The closest I've ever been to a fight is during a wrestling match. That's just because this kid was digging his nails in my hands, and I just pushed him. And then we got closer to each other, and then they broke us up. But so if I don't communicate my feelings, that non-communication can lead to resentments, right? And that resentment could just marinate inside you, man, up until that breaking point. And then one day you could just snap, either in an aggressive manner, or I could just say, fuck it, right? And then mess around and have a beer. And then everything I have is gone. 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 I don't want that, man. I've worked too damn hard to what got me where I am today, man. I've never been clean and sober this long. I've always had a huge case of the efforts. But each day is a battle, man. Each day is a battle. And I always try and stay a few steps ahead, man. If I notice something is going to happen, or if I notice particular energies within my circle, I might avoid it, or sometimes I'll just let it build up until where it'll just come out, and then I have to communicate it, man, before I start communicating in a negative manner, a bad manner. a mean manner, man. I don't like being mean. It's an ugly feeling for me. You know, I've mentioned in other videos, I like communicating. You know, I'm a big communicator. But for some reason, when it comes to anything negative, I tend to not speak on it. I don't know why. You know, not every time. I mean, I will address certain situations or whatever, but I remember this one time I was in rehab. This was in 2016. One of the things I had to do to complete that program is we had to do a family therapy session. And we had to either have our parents, you know, our legal guardians, whoever, we had to have our parents come to the session. And it was me, it was me and my mom and dad. We had 2 separate sessions. So it was me and my mom. That was the first session. So we had 2 chairs in the middle. The rest of the clients, our therapists, and my dad sat around us. Part of that session was talking about boundaries, talking about things that really affected us, things that bothered us in any way, similar to a 4th step. You know, anything where we held resentments, anything we had an issue with, we got to put it on the table at that session. And one of the things that always pissed me off is my mom would have her medication, and she would either set it to where my dogs could access it. That would happen. And also there'd be loose medication like on the floor, you know, because stuff falls, right? But there would be like random pills, you know, and at that time, that is something I was dealing with, you know, and I had to address that situation. Sometimes when I address certain things like that, that I allow to, you know, fester and build inside of me, it doesn't always come out like in a nice, polite, I guess, smooth fashion, right? It could come out like a firm, critical critique, like a direct, I don't know, like direct energy. That's the way I would verbalize my, you know, that's the way I verbalize that situation. Not in a yelling manner, but like a very direct, critical, like I'm pissed off type thing. And that has always been a character defect. So I could go on and on about this, you guys, but I guess the message in this video is address your boundaries, you know, address your resentments in a healthful manner. I don't have that figured out, but at the times I do address it, at the times I address it right then and there, I start noticing immediate results and immediate benefits. You know, we're only human, right? We're only human. And we all we can do is take things day by day. So Address your concerns, address your resentments. Because for all we know, we see something that gets to us, and the other person, the other party, could have no idea that situation is affecting us, you know? Stuff like that can build up inside of you into a negative, ugly, dark energy, you know? That situation, also other people's energy, can find its way in here. It's a trip, man. Life's a trip, dude, for sure. Boundaries, I mean, it's a lot deeper. It's a lot deeper if you really think about it. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not addressing your boundaries, I'm speaking for myself, it's mentally draining, you guys. It's mentally draining. Me being on methadone, me still learning how to live after 13 years of opiate addiction, opiate abuse, I'm still learning how to live. I had to start life over at 39. And I need to preserve my energy. This methadone, man, just, I wake up at a disadvantage every day due to the methadone. You know, I have a certain amount of time to get my work done before I start feeling a severe fatigue due to the methadone. So I need to preserve my energy. And I don't have time to do anything wrong anymore. I started this channel and named it Righteous Monkey because a monkey is correlated with addiction in a negative way, right? And I wanted to name it Righteous Monkey because I want to be that monkey turned upside down. I want to be the opposite of the monkey on my back, you know? So I named it Righteous Monkey. I'm just trying to be the best person I can, you know? It's a learning process, man. We're all dealing with things, right? I always try to be a few steps ahead. I'm not perfect, man. All I can do is share my experience. Even if what I'm sharing isn't perfected on my end, I'm sharing it because I notice benefits. You know, I notice certain blessings. I notice positive outcomes, right, with anything I'm sharing. So, like I said, message of this video: address your concerns, communicate, especially when it comes to boundaries. You got to be firm with things because you're helping your family and friends learn to love you, right? They don't know what's going on up here. So we have to communicate that. If we see something that we don't like that they're doing, they have no idea. They could have no idea what's going on up here. And we're just building up a resentment for nothing, right? So, something to think about, right? Happy Thursday. Happy June 1st. I got to get back to work. Thanks for listening.